Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and today I want to talk about something important that a lot of people are missing, which is about the Argentina comeback against Egypt. And I'm not here to discuss tactics. I'm not here to discuss whether it was a robbery or whether it's FIFA is rigged or blah, blah, blah. No, I'm here to talk about something very, very important, which I think a lot of people are missing, which explains how Argentina was able to do what it did tonight, despite not displaying the greatest football, right? Because here's the thing. There are victories, and then there are victories that tell you exactly who a team really is. Because tonight, Argentina didn't just beat Egypt. Tonight, they survived, they suffered, they looked defeated, and somehow they found a way. Down 2-0 against an Egyptian side that was fearless, organized, and full of confidence. Most teams collapse in moments like these, but Argentina did the opposite. They fought back. 3 unanswered goals, a 3-2 victory, one of the greatest comebacks in most recent World Cup history. But here's what fascinated me the most, which many people are not talking about. That this comeback wasn't simply about tactics. It wasn't just about substitutions. It wasn't just about individual brilliance. It's about something much deeper. It was about a generation of Argentine footballers who grew up watching one man carry the hopes of an entire nation. A generation that watched Messi suffer heartbreak after heartbreak and who now believe it's their responsibility to make sure he never has to carry Argentina alone again. This is the story of why this Argentina team refuses to quit. Because let's be honest, for nearly an hour, Argentina looked lost. Egypt deserved their lead. They pressed aggressively, they attacked with confidence, they defended well, their goalkeeper was the man of the hour, and every Argentine mistake was punished. At 2-0, you could almost feel the pressure, the frustration, the panic, because Argentina aren't just another national team. Every match carries the expectations of an entire country. Every mistake becomes national news. Every defeat feels like a tragedy. And for a brief moment, it looked like history might repeat itself. The ghosts of past disappointments were beginning to return. But something was different. Nobody pointed fingers, nobody stopped believing, nobody quit. Instead, they became more united. Now, this is what makes this team so special. Most of these players grew up idolizing Messi. As children, they watched him score impossible goals, win Ballon d'Or after Ballon d'Or, and become the greatest footballer ever. But whenever he put on the Argentine shirt, they watched something heartbreaking. They watched him carry impossible expectations. They watched him lose finals. They watched him criticized by his own country. They watched him blamed for failures that were never his alone. Think about that. These players weren't teammates back then. They were kids watching TV, watching their hero cry after losing another final, watching him retire from the national team, watching millions question whether he truly loved Argentina. Just imagine how that must have felt. But then something happened. 2021 Copa America. Now that trophy wasn't just about Messi finally winning an international trophy with Argentina. No, it changed the culture of Argentine football forever. This younger generation witnessed what happens when an entire squad fights together, when nobody asks Messi to do everything, when everyone sacrifices, everyone defends, everyone runs, everyone believes. Now, don't get me wrong, Messi was still magical, but for the first time, he wasn't alone. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that became the blueprint. That became the blueprint for the win in Copa America 2021. That became the blueprint for the following 2022 World Cup win. And that became the blueprint for, again, the win in the Copa America in 2024. And today, that was exactly the blueprint for that comeback. Because every young Argentine player enters the national team knowing exactly what their role is. Not to watch Messi save them, but to help him, to protect him, to finish what previous generations couldn't. And that's exactly what we saw tonight. At 2-0, nobody looked toward Messi expecting a miracle. Instead, Everyone responded. Every tackle mattered. Every run mattered. Every duel mattered. The belief spread across the pitch. One goal, then another. Suddenly, Egypt started doubting. Argentina kept believing. And that's what champions do. They don't always play beautiful football. They don't always dominate. But they never, ever stop believing the game can change. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, proved that. Now, people often talk about Messi's goals, his assists, his dribbles, his trophies, but I think his greatest legacy is something much bigger. He changed the mentality of Argentine football. He taught an entire generation what sacrifice looks like, what loyalty looks like, what humility looks like. He kept coming back after every criticism, after every heartbreak, after every defeat. He never abandoned Argentina. And because he never quit, this generation doesn't quit either. The mentality is contagious, and it's now part of Argentina's identity. This comeback wasn't just about winning another match or making it to the next round. It wasn't just another dramatic victory. It was proof that this Argentine team has inherited something priceless: belief, unity, resilience. The players know they're wearing the same shirt worn by Maradona, by Kempes, and most importantly, by Messi. They understand what the responsibility means. For years, Messi carried Argentina. Now, Argentina returns the favor. And if they continue playing with this mentality, this may not be the last unforgettable comeback we witness, because champions don't stop fighting when they're losing. Champions fight hardest when everyone else thinks it's over. Argentina reminded the football world of that tonight. And perhaps that is Messi's greatest victory of all time. Let me know what you guys think about the comeback tonight against Egypt. Drop a comment down below. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, peace, guys.